IFES Ukraine planned this year to do missions in several cities. However, due to the changes of COVID restrictions, all the plans have failed. It was only the mission in Kiev that was happening online. And students really wanted to participate, to invite their friends, and they really prepared hard. So this is the team of students, and there were 40 students registered, but there were more people who were watching the online streaming. As Peter Dre was earlier saying about the topic of loneliness, we identify that it is the biggest need that students in Ukraine right now are challenged by. So the talk was on loneliness. And students were watching the streaming, but when their members, family members, heard about this topic, they were watching with them. So we are sure that the number of who watched the streaming was much more. Also, we heard one story about a guy who found a link on the live streaming, and he was watching the live streaming from army. And later on, his fellows came to him, and they were watching the live streaming with him. Because there were no missions in other cities, IFES Ukraine was thinking hard what to do to bring students together. Students didn't want to meet online anymore. They really were eager to meet offline. So we did a MARC camp. The goal of MARC camp is 6 hours of Bible manuscript study, really deep, per day, without any entertainment, without games, etc. So we said to students, if you don't want to do 6 hours per day of Bible study, don't go. Within a couple of weeks, there were 70 students' places occupied, and we had to refuse to students to come to MARC camp. Among Ukrainian students, there were also international students. We had Muslim students who did Ramadan and prayed. And actually, while I was doing leading the Bible study and the gospel presentation in the end, so one of students, he was doing the prayer just in the room. And another one, there was a student Copt from Egypt. And after the MARC camp, Egyptian guy became a Christian, and the other one, he started to go to Bible study. We haven't expected that this year international student ministry would grow so much. We had intentions to emphasize our efforts on this ministry a couple of years ago, but we never expected that this year it would burst in something like this. So about 30 international students now coming to Bible studies and discover who is Jesus. Other projects that we had was Grill a Christian, led by Christian students, and also one of the most popular student atheists in the left. Also, we had some tours because students really like to meet each other, and after tours of cities, we had gospel presentation. And the last one, we saw that students they spend more than 4 hours per day in social media. So we really wanted to reach those who are there and we can't see them. So we were doing a hotline like, please contact us if you feel lonely. Also, we did some Insta stories with catching dialogue and so they could respond and then add to the discussion groups. So please pray. First of all, for the war to stop between Russia and Ukraine. It still is going. It's not maybe in news, so bright in news now, but it still is going, and people are really tired of it. Second, please pray for MARC camp. And third, please pray for the enthusiasm of students to share the gospel, even in circumstances of pandemia. Yeah.